Words can be dance for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. It's got a little bit of sharing to do yet. Last share. There we go. Happy Sunday. Oh. Oh. My grandkids keep me on my toes. That's for darn sure. Oh. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yeah, I cut off all my hair. I couldn't take it. Couldn't take it. No. My wife's like, you just got your hair cut. I said, yeah. She had a horrible, horrible job. It was my own fault. I shouldn't talk to people while they're trying to do stuff. I should know better. I should know better. See, I'm kind of a conversationalist, and yeah, sometimes I distract people because I'm talking to them, and they just get too excited about the conversation and stuff. And she even showed me the back of my hair. I thought about it. I'm like, God, that happened so quick. I didn't even notice because I was in the conversation too. I just assumed she did the job right, but no. That's what I get for assuming and trusting. So this is why I don't go out and do things. I'll just do it myself. All right, we're the 3-minute mark. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. We're going to read out of Courage to Change, which is Al-Anon today. Still AA approved literature. If it's Al-Anon, it's AA approved. Why not? Why not? AA is not going to have all the ideas, and I kind of like the Al-Anon one because it's a little more straightforward. It doesn't jump around the topic, and AA tends to do that a little bit until we can become a little more assertive in our lives. But we have to start out with we alcoholics are sensitive people, whether you want to admit it or not. I know I was sensitive. I was overly sensitive. So maybe you weren't overly sensitive, but I guarantee you were sensitive. And I still am. That has not changed. What's changed is how I choose to deal with it. And that's what's changed. And that's where a new life has come about for me. Yeah. All right. Well, So people would show up to this one. It's a good title. So when students first learn to play the piano, they are usually taught to use only one hand and include very few keys. Programs kind of the same way. Um, you know, when it comes to my sponsees, I know that some sponsors give homework outside of the scope of the book, and I don't. I stay with the book. Everybody sponsors differently, and that person needs it. So please don't get me wrong. But I prefer to follow the book and teach them how to live with their fucking pressing thoughts. Accountability is number one. And then the next thing they're going to start learning immediately is delayed gratification. Because with those two things, you could probably find yourself some sobriety, man. Some good long term sobriety with those two things. It's still what I do, accountability and delayed gratification. Those are the two biggest things that I use to stay sober. Okay. So, depending on where I'm at, are the different tools that I'm going to use. But what's the one thing, they're talking about, learning an instrument? How do you get good at an instrument? Well, you practice. And we practice these principles in all of our affairs. The more you practice the principles, the more you're taking out a little bit more insurance against the next slip. Now, remember that card is only good for 24 hours. All right. So if you do something and it takes out a possible slip, okay, that get out of jail free card only lasts for 24 hours. And then it's null and void. Hi, Amber, and thank you. Thank you. I did it myself. When I went and got my hair cut, nobody even noticed. I do it myself. It's quite a difference. So. She did a fucking horrible job. Horrible. And yeah, it's gonna be a while before I go and pay for another fucking $23 haircut like that again. It's gonna be a long time, if ever. The only problem is my wife does. I know she doesn't like it like this. It's not her preferred. I'll put it that way. She'd rather have a little bit of hair. So she still loves me though. Still loves me. Yeah. I can, you know. Okay, that's so off topic. I was just thinking, if something happened to my wife or to me where we became badly mangled, it would not change. Wouldn't change anything. I was just kind of thinking on that, right? So, I've only done one line, so I'm gonna go ahead and start over because Amber's here. When students first learn to play the piano, they are usually taught to use only one hand and include very few keys. Then they move on to using two hands, eventually learning to play all the keys, the high ones as well as the low. In fact, part of the pleasure of playing lies in hearing the rumble of the lowest bass notes and the light chiming of the high treble. So, for alcoholics, because that's all I can really talk on. Well, there's a lot of things going around, and I think people include alcoholism, and a lot of times, alcoholism should not be included. I know it's considered a drug, and it should be, um, but it's not a drug in the same sense that drugs are drugs, and it's hard to explain. Okay, but it's kind of like once a drug addict, always a drug addict. I don't know. I'm thinking not. I kind of agree with that. because a drug addict, it was different. Okay, I was born an alcoholic. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I agree with that. Okay, it's a little different. That's why I think it's dangerous that we keep combining all recovery meetings and things like that. What we should do is we should have our meetings that are our meetings, and then when we come out, then we meet together and make the world better together. That's the way it's supposed to work. When everybody can have everything, nobody gets anything. Okay? You got to have a person that understands the needs of other people, that stand there and says, no, I will hand out what it is that you need. And that's where our higher power comes in. And we let him decide, don't we? We go to group consciousness and we let God decide and guide us in what it is that we're doing. It's one of the main principles, right? It's one of the main principles. So, all you really can do is become a better person each day. I can't tout that enough. Okay? Because when you do that, then you have success. Remember, I was talking that when you do something, hi Patricia, when you do something, she's on Instagram, Amber. So yeah. No, she's not. She's probably moving over to Facebook now. I'm gonna be psychic here. I bet Patricia shows up in the next 2 minutes on Facebook. It's good to have friends, man. It's good to have friends. The thing is there's a sacrifice is going to be made. Yeah, I'm sacrificing a few things. Well, no, I'm actually sacrificing one thing. Everything. I'm going to give it all up. See, I knew that I had willpower against other things, but in the beginning, why fucking bother? Why not just go ahead and give that to my higher power anyway? Just because I have willpower over it doesn't mean that it's good for me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? What is the sacrifice, Mr. Hyde? Mr. Hyde would be the sacrifice. The old self is the sacrifice. Hi, Daryl. Good to see you, brother. When we first get into the program, you're probably gonna have some depression. Number one, you've been putting a depressant down your gullet for years, so to think that you came out scot-free is kind of ridiculous. Okay, what is the other thing that's going on? Well, you're grieving. You're grieving. Steps 1, 2, and 3 have grieving in them. Number one, you just lost your best friend. Alcohol. Alcohol was my best friend. Okay. We used to play this game. It was called Leave Me the Fuck Alone. That was our game. I was a George Thorogood song, man. I drank alone, me and my buddy Weiser. No joke. Turned it to PBR because it was a little bit cheaper. But that was my life. Drinking. Okay. So what am I sacrificing? Sacrificing my old self. How do I do that? Well, I go to a meeting and I say, hi, my name is Dion and I'm an alcoholic. It's that first step that our lives have become unmanageable. Okay. Now, we're going to want to go through our lives and say, I want to keep this and I want to keep that. It's an all or nothing thing. Yeah. Meow. All right. Come here. Right. if I'm thinking of using my power on something, there's a good chance. And what's funny is we don't have any power. It doesn't even exist. I mean, I have some power, but not really over other people, right? Like, I have power over this. Me, watch. See, I have total power over this until it's destroyed. Now I can do nothing. It is now irreparable to me. That's where God comes in. Okay? So we have to be what's called a prevention people. That means that we need to secure ourselves before the thought of drink comes up. See, I used to set myself up to fail. Now I do everything that I can, and so does God, and so do my friends, to make sure that I'm doing what I need to succeed. Now I fail often doing this. And that's okay. That's part of the I've learned that's part of the process. And I also found out that's where all the fun's at. It's the adventure, right? Like Daryl and I are working on something. I can tell you something. Once it's completed, we won't be like, oh wow, that yay. We're gonna be like, oh, the adventure is kind of over. We got to find a new one. That's what it means. Once I hit a success, that means I'm done. Good job, Dion. Now I'm moving on. Progress. A new life. A new life. Brand new. Except for the flesh bag that I'm in, right? Watching this show, it's called uh, Altered Carbon, and these people, never mind, they live forever. So, okay. Today in AA, I'm actually reading out of Al-Anon today, but I like Al-Anon, man, because you need the little slapping around every now and again, and that's Al-Anon. Today in Al-Anon, I'm learning to play a new instrument myself. Okay, alcoholics, don't take that the wrong way. Dirty little mind, dirty little mind. Yeah, I know. You guys will have the sunroom shortly, okay? I am a person with the capability to experience a wide range of emotions, from love to joy to wonder. That's all kind of the same thing. I mean, if you're going to do a wide array of emotions, be an extremist like an alcoholic, go from self-pity to rage. I have it all. I do. I have it all. This alcoholic, at least I know, is beset by my emotions. And when I'm drinking, feelings are facts. Okay. I still hate that. I wish feelings were facts. I do. I wish in one hand, shit in the other. All right. Okay. This is something that I have to accept in my life. And now that I've accepted it, I can work with it. It's kind of like the Buddhists. You don't try and swim upstream. You don't, if you're going downstream, you don't need to row. Go with the current. Okay. Have you ever been driving? You're just kind of driving along, cruising. Everybody's flying past you. All right. Get to the light. They're all there, but you just keep going because you were going the speed limit, and there was green lights for you the whole way. That's God in your life. That's you going with the flow. And that's true right down to those lights. If God wants to get you somewhere, he will get you there. Okay. But if you are rushing along and it's one red light after another, don't you think God's trying to tell you something? Okay. There's nothing so much in this world that you have got to speed through it. I'm late for work. Who fucking cares? Nobody's going to die because you're late to work. Slow down. Slow down. Take it easy. Delayed gratification. Right? Because then you get to work. I can't stand that. I hate hurrying somewhere. Hate it. No, I don't like it. I'll leave earlier. Sometimes I get to the club 2 hours early because I don't want to. I don't want to have to rush. I get there, I hang out, put on music, hang out with the Lord. Uh, I think that's one of the reasons why it's still going is because it's in a church. Um, I don't want to shut down the meeting because I feel like I would be. I just took a picture of him the other day. It is not by coincidence that you bring up his name. He's been on my mind for like 3, 4 days. How do you like me now? Yeah, I'll see you at the red light. Thank you, Odd Rod. I miss that dude. Okay, Odd Rod was a Hulk of a man. He was big. He was a teddy bear, but he didn't sound like a teddy bear, but he was. Okay, okay. Somebody dropped a medicine ball on his head. That's the rumor anyway. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I was always told, and I never found any reason not to believe it. Okay, not the medicine ball that you throw back and forth, the medicine ball that goes on the end of a crane. Okay. I had a friend tell me that he saw him pick up a dumpster and throw it. Terry told me that. Carol, you know Terry. Male Terry, sister Ronnie and Terry, you remember them? Yeah. I was really good friends with them. Thank you, a wrecking ball. Thank you. I had the right idea, but the wrong words. So that's okay. Thank you, Daryl. I'm profoundly grateful for laughter and light spirits and also for anger and fear because of all these feelings are part of what makes me whole. Yes, we were, Chris. You know Rod too. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, man. And also for anger and fear because of all these feelings are part of what make me whole. Yeah. Then you knew Terry. Yeah. Maybe I heard it from you. Yeah. Okay. See, this was just stuff that I heard. I was really young at the time. I was like 19, 20. So I was pretty young at the time. Maybe a little bit older, but not by much. So, yeah. Terry moved away, fucking ass. That pissed me off. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He moved to Alaska, I think. Last time I saw Ronnie, she served me Jägermeister. So said she didn't go to AA anymore. Um, I believe that my higher power wants me to be fully alive and fully aware of all my feelings. Now, I can't really have joy if don't have anger. I call it the warm blanket theory. Okay. And one night, so it's the middle of winter and you wake up in the middle of the night. Remember when you were a kid and you wake up and when you have a queen size and king size, this doesn't happen, right? And, God, um, and you wake up and you're freezing, right? Because your covers off. You grab your covers and put them over you, and then you're warm, right? And you got this warmth, but it's a warmth you wouldn't have felt if you weren't cold in the first place. So we can't have gratitude without anger, depression, self-pity. These bad emotions, we can't have gratitude without them. They're a necessary part of you. A necessary part. We call them character defects. So when people say, "I want," think that about the character defects, Okay. Character, your obsession to drink was not a character defect. I don't know what to call it, but it wasn't a character defect. It was removed. It was an obsession for something that you did not need in your life. The rest of it has to do with how I react to things and what it is that I do. Right? There is never a point in the program where this isn't true. 80% of the program is keeping your damn mouth shut. Right? So I'm an egg. I reboot. Reboot. I don't think I've seen you before. I'm an egg. Yeah, yeah. I'm a white egg. The crashing crescendo of great anger, the soft chant of serenity, the heights of wonder, and the new insights that stretch my heart and mind, just as my fingers stretch to reach all the keys in a challenging chord. I'm learning to play richer sounds than I ever thought possible. If your sister typed that, you're probably in the wrong place. You know, if you're an alcoholic, you're in the right place, or a bit, or addiction or something. So, well, thanks. I appreciate that, and you're welcome here. Everybody is welcome here. Um, we're all going through shit in our lives, and we're just trying to get better. And it doesn't really matter your age. We're all trying to learn. Oh, and this is a good way to put it. It's about learning how to sort out my emotions and know the differences uh, when they were or were not applicable. All right, and learning that kind of goes along with emotional sobriety, and understanding that my emotions are my responsibility. Okay, and learning how to love appropriate to each relation. What do you do? I mean, and it is kind of rude to come onto my live and ask me if I'll subscribe to your thing, man. I'm in the middle of something. And I don't call people cringe. And that's not how you spell cringe either, by the way. Today, I'll appreciate the full. Okay, you're a child of God, so you know you're welcome here, dude. Okay, unless you're rude or crude. Well, um, I'm here to help people out, and it doesn't matter. We don't do name calling here. Maybe you're just a young man looking for some help, man. Nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you right now, men that ask for help are the men that have real strength. The people that ask for help and say, hey, I need help, those are the people with real strength. I don't know what subbed is. I don't know what subbed is, but I'm Gen X. I don't understand that language. So if you could let me know what that means, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Today's reminder, today I appreciate the full range of feelings available to me. They make me experience a full life indeed. Oh no, that I'm grateful that I get depression. I don't know about that. Uh, I've been doing this for 5.5 years. That's why. Um, I've sometimes been wildly despairing, acutely miserable, but through it all, I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. Agatha Christie, right? So, okay. Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. Oh, let's pull this out just real quick. We're going to go to step 1 in the 12 by 12. All right. And I'm just gonna read the first couple paragraphs. All right. I'm glad you like it, Reboot. Appreciate that. I'm an alcoholic. And what I'm doing is I'm just reading from our AA literature. We're not religious, but we're a spiritual program, and we're the kind of people where it doesn't matter who you are. If you want help, we will help you. And we're not going to ask for anything in return either. We're not going to ask for money or anything like that. So you're more than welcome. I don't care your age, your gender. I don't care if you like men, women. We don't care here. We just want you to have a better life. I'm a recovering alcoholic. So you can actually contact me if you want to keep asking questions. I got to stay on topic. I appreciate your interest though, but I have several people here for the reflections. So we got to stay on course. All right. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Practically no one, of course. Every natural instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. Truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our lives into such an obsession for destructive drinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us. No other kind of bankruptcy is like this one. Alcohol now becomes the rapiest creditor, bleeds us of all self-sufficiency and all will to resist its demands. Once this stark fact is accepted, our bankruptcy as going human concerns is complete. And that is the sacrifice of the old self, the person that was selfish and mean and manipulative and only thought of themselves and wanting to drink or drug or gamble or use other people, And now we can take our lives, switch around, turn it into gold, become better people. Pretty cool stuff. Right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Noon meeting started 7 minutes ago. I'm going to go to a noon meeting. So if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can, Dion Miller at live.com. I'll throw my email in here. If you'd like to, if you have more questions or whatever, feel free to write me. I'm usually here 2-3 times a day, and you subscribe, so you should get notifications. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and go Broncos, even though it's preseason. Go Broncos. I love you. Not anything you can do about it either. Peace out, and have a day.